Time to go to work. Top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work. Clock in, D. It's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in. They say, defense wins championships. We're here in Dallas. We got a top 10. When the hot boys hit the field, this is what we tell them. Listen what we tell them. This is what we tell them. Go to work. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in. Gone clock in. Gone clock in. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See my defense, they on the field right now. Yeah, my defense, they yelling 3 and now. Yeah, my defense, they don't like your quarterback. So my defense, all trying to get them sacks. With the ball in the air, secondary go to work. Byron Jones, he be there, he be lying, he be lurking. If you get past him, Jeff Heath gon' hurt him. Put the ball down, go ahead and run it. I got a hot front four when they coming. Plus we got the best linebacker duo in the whole NFL. We the hot boys sizzling on fire, come to give your team hell. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Go defense. Go defense. Gone defense. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. I know I said at the beginning of this track, man, that we had like a top 10 or like a top 5. Hot boys gearing up to be triple, you know what I'm saying? Clock Dallas doomsday. Time to go to work. Listen what the hot boys tell them, man. Defense. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Smell fresh meat. Yeah, we all eating. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Smell fresh meat. Yeah, we all eating. Put me in, coach. Yeah, we all hard hitters. Yeah, I smell fresh meat. Yeah, we all eating. Clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See, clock in, D. Yeah, it's time to go to work. It's time to go to work. Yeah, it's time to go to work. Gone clock in. Gone clock in. Gone clock in. Yeah, it's time to go to work. See the star on the field, you gon' meet D-Law. Thinking you an outlaw, we sending the predator. Jalen Smith scoop up the whole field, so how you gon' play here, bro?
The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is only a few months from kicking off. But this year, let's do things a little different. Instead of just watching games at home or just going to a game, let's actually experience our Dallas Cowboys, just like West Coast does. Cowboys Experience is my one-stop shop for all my Cowboys game day weekends. Their packages are all inclusive, including 2 nights hotel accommodation. We'll pick you up and drop you off at the airport and game. Want to hang out and get autographs from current and former Cowboy greats like Drew Pearson? If you're ready to experience the Dallas Cowboys like no other, make sure you inbox West Coast or go to cowboysexperience.com today. The 2019 Dallas Cowboys season is...
What's up with you guys? It is your boy West Coast, yo, and we are live in the building. What's up to everybody that's watching the show on Facebook? And shout out to everybody that's watching the show on YouTube, man. Shoot, man, let's have ourselves a great show today. I am your boy West Coast. And, yo, man, you guys already know if I'm on here, that means we're going to be talking about some Cowboy knowledge, man. So let me get some shout-outs real quick in the building. Pay some bills real quick. I got Tony P. What up with your man? My boy Tony P just ordered himself a jersey. I got your Amari Cooper in the oven already cooking. I appreciate your business, brother. What's up with your Nathaniel? What's up with you, man? What's up? How is Lil Zeke out there doing? Bob, what the heck, man? Where you been, bruh? Justice, what's up with you, baby? Rich, he says, my son loves this song. That is awesome. If he loves it, make sure he goes to iTunes and support the nation and download that thing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I was with Starboy all weekend, man. That's one of my favorite Cowboys. I'm gonna tell you that right now, man. Esteban, what's up with you, man? Wait, my boy Rich said he's just waiting for the season to begin. Rich says his son loves it. What's up? How you doing, Miss Julie? How you doing? I see you, Miss Julie. How you doing, OG Don Dove? I appreciate you, man. Appreciate your support, man. How you doing today, man? Tony Pizzle, what's up with you, man? I got a scout in the building. Roy Banner, what's up with you, man? Roy, send me a friend request, bro. You've been supporting me for like 2 months now, bro, and I've been trying to send you a friend request so we can be friends, man. Be more than just supporters. Be my friend, bro. So send me a friend request, Roy, and I appreciate your support, man. Speaking of supporters, let's another reason you got to send me a picture, Roy, so I can put your picture up here with all these other people who have decided to support Dallas Cowboy Scouting and make sure that this good information continues to grow. So send me a picture, Roy, and a friend request. Tony P, I see you got your picture already up there. I see you with your red phone. Adrian, what up with you, my hitter? I'm Mr. 311, man. You already know what it is. Jay, how you doing today? Jay Baker, how you doing, big dog? Let me see what we got on YouTube over here. Let's see what we got going on YouTube. Let's see who we got on YouTube. All right, I got my boy Ruben. What's up with you, Ruben? Ruben, you a local scout, man. You live right down the street from me, man. Shout out to you, man. What's up with you? Tony, how you doing? Checking in from Trenton, New Jersey. What's up, man? You in enemy territory. Make sure that you, hey, are we all clocked in? Has everybody put their clock in the comment box? Make sure you put that clock in the comment box. Let me know you clocked in, ready for the season to start, man. Ready? All right, so let me get over here on YouTube. See who's over here, who's watching on the YouTubes, on the Ubes of two. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's see what we got over here. Also, hey, what's up with you, Patrick? What's up with your little touchdown? He says, "Can I get this ring?" You already know. Also, this show and all shows are sponsored by the Gridiron Hard Youth All-Star Showcase. Remember, if you have a child between the age of 3rd grade and 8th grade and you want them to participate in the premier tackle football all-star game, where they provide you guys custom Gridiron Hard uniform that includes jersey helmets, compression shirts, and mouth guards. Now, the winners are going to get championship trophies, MVP rings, athletic achievement awards, academic awards, turf. You can play on turf field, which is good. Heated locker rooms, elite competition, and maximum exposure. You want to know why it's maximum exposure? Because the winner is going to be announced right here on Dallas Cowboy Scouting. So we are always supporting the local Cowboy businesses. And also, I'm about to be dropping not a new page, but it's a group, and it's going to be called Blue Money. And it's going to be basically for those people who want to advertise some Cowboy business, but I'll get that out soon. But until then, make sure you guys go on and support if you feel that your child has it. If he's between the age of 3rd and 8th grade and you think he has it to play in the premier preseason all-star game for kids, make sure you hear gridironhardallstars.com and make sure you let them know West Coast sent you. So, this past weekend I went to the Sport Con, and while I was at the Sport Con, some things happened. A couple days before I went there, Melvin Gordon kind of announced via the social media that he was going to be holding out no matter, regardless if unless he gets a new deal. Now, Melvin Gordon. I call him Mary. I'm thinking about Marion Barber. Melvin Gordon plays for the Chargers, and he basically said through his attorney and through social media that if he did not get an extension, that he would be sitting out training camp and possibly all the way up into the regular season until the Chargers got him a deal. Now, the reason why I thought this was important is because I know that a lot of people have kind of associated that with Ezekiel Elliott. So since I had the opportunity to speak to Melvin Gordon at the sports com, I went ahead and took that opportunity. So I'm going to let you guys see the interview that I did with Melvin Gordon. We're going to try to talk about it, kind of talk about why this has anything to do with one Ezekiel Elliott. Because I think that this is something that's going to be very important going forward. So here we go. This is the interview that I did with Melvin Gordon. Let me see if I can start this thing for you guys. All right, my bad. That's the one with D-Law. I'm tripping. All right, sorry about that, y'all. That was the one with that was actually the one with DeMarcus Lawrence. Let's see if I can get the one. Let me see if I can get it up real quick. But if you didn't see that interview with DeMarcus Lawrence, you just saw it. Sorry about that. But yeah, I did a good. My boy D-Law hooked me up with a really good interview. Again, man, that's probably like the second or third time I've interviewed D-Law, and every time he always gives me good stuff. So let me see if I can get this interview up real quick with Melvin Gordon. Sorry about that. Wrong one got loaded up. So let me see. But the interview that I did with Melvin Gordon was basically kind of talking about his stance on players holding out, or players, if I felt that if players should be able to hold out, and if they were going to, if they had the ability to. So let me see if I can get that up. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me see if I can get that up. Let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so here we go. Here we go. Got it up. Got it up. Got it. Got it. And guess what? We're going to have sound. All right. All right, let me know if you guys can hear that. All right, let me know if you guys can hear it.
There's this, you can just put anybody in there. What are your thoughts on that?
You can't just plug anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Of the running back position. I want to know, man, what do you think what is their value as far as the running back position and getting them back to like the 90s and 80s where teams understood that you just could, because right now there's this, you can just put anybody in there. What are your thoughts on that?
You can't just plug anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can't just plug anybody. Not special backs. You can't just plug. You know, you just average backs, yeah, great backs, no. Okay. And I truly believe that. You know, you're not gonna get the same production. And we do so much, man, as far as the standpoint, like I was saying earlier, just protecting the quarterback. You know, having the no protection, blocking, helping the quarterback get the ball off. You know, chipping the lineman, running the ball. You know, handling that, catching the ball. You know, being another outlet for the quarterback. Things aren't right, you know, in the back end. So, you know, we got so much going on, but, you know, we're going to get some respect.
All right, so that was my interview with Melvin Gordon. You guys were able to see that. If you weren't able to see it as good as you wanted to, make sure that you guys go over to make sure you go to the page. It's one of the first the interviews that's on there. And you'll be able to hear it in its totality, because I actually kind of go more into detail and things like that on the actual video. But the reason why I wanted to play that is because there's a lot of stuff going on right now as far as people trying to devalue Ezekiel Elliott. And the exact same thing I said yesterday, you know, I actually called it fake news. You know, I didn't believe that Ezekiel Elliott's camp put something out there like that into the media saying that, you know, that he was going to hold out. Why? Because of the timing. You know what I'm saying? And then I also said if they did do it, kind of like the same thing we talked about with Boss Cowboy earlier this morning, that a lot of times, you know, things get leaked by the organization so that they can start negotiations, so that they can get that ball rolling. And to be honest with you, that's what I honestly believe in this situation is what happened. Because today you actually heard another report as far as Ezekiel Elliott, when they're talking about that because of everything that's happening, that the Dallas Cowboys are now in negotiation with Ezekiel Elliott. So it's like same thing I kind of told you guys yesterday, that you guys got to be careful of the news that you guys are listening to, simply because why? You don't want, you know, you don't want the Dallas Cowboys to be able to use, you know, the media to sway these players' decisions on the things that they need to do. Because I'm going to tell you, you know, as you guys can see with Ezekiel Elliott, with Dak Prescott, with Amari Cooper, even with Dez Bryant, for whatever reason, the Dallas Cowboys, like to vilify you. Basically, vilify means like turn you into a bad guy, you know, when it's time to get paid. You know, we loved Zeke when he was a rookie. You know, we loved his demeanor. We supported him in 2017, even rolled with his back and said he was innocent. 2018, you know, things went a little wire, and now all of a sudden Zeke has no value. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how that always happens around the time that people are trying to get paid. So my encourage for you guys as scouts is, man, don't get sucked into being used as a pawn to allow, from the Dallas Cowboy organization and from just media in general to try to make these guys take deals that they not necessarily want to take. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I definitely believe that Ezekiel Elliott earns his money. Like, you cannot be telling me that, oh, we can't say that, we can't bring up a conversation if Dak earns his money. Why? Because that's just what it is for a franchise quarterback. Okay, so what is the criteria for a franchise running back then? And then my question is this: for all y'all people that say, oh my God, you can replace a running back. Running backs are so easy to replace. Okay, well, tell me a time when you did that. Tell me a time when we did that. Tell me a time when we replaced an elite running back and just mistaken on another elite running back. Tell me a time when we did that. Like, let's just be real. Tell me a time when that's happened for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, I don't remember it really happening, you know what I'm saying? And I don't see how someone can have that type of confidence and be like, "Oh yeah, it's next man up." Yeah, I mean, it is. You're absolutely right. It's always next man up. But what if West Coast is next man up? Would you be that confident in saying, "Oh, we should just trade Zeke, or we should just let him go, we should just let him walk"? And then most importantly, like, this is another thing, right? Everybody just says, "Oh, we can just Herschel Walker him." Well, my thing is this: if the Dallas Cowboys are willing to trade Zeke, do you think that someone's going to auction off their entire team for him if we don't value him? Do you think do you think someone's going to do that for him? I don't think so. Like, in order for someone the reason why Herschel Walker had that value, and think about this: Jerry Jones at the beginning was against the trade. It was Jimmy who was for the trade. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't see, I'm sorry, I don't see, and this isn't the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Where you can take one guy and trade him for 7 guys. Like, that doesn't happen anymore. And to be honest with you, when the Herschel Walker trade happened, it was the first of its kind. Like, you guys, sometimes people just be talking like this is just normal business. Like, they got a 3rd round pick for AB. Now, I know AB is 30. It is what it is. But he is considered one of the best in the league. Now, I don't see us telling the world that we don't value a running back, but at the same time, we're going to try to sell him for high value. Like, how does that work? How do you put out information devaluing Zeke, but then in the back of your head think that we'll be able to trade Zeke for a bunch of draft picks? Like, that doesn't make any sense. He's either valuable and we should be trying to keep him, or he's not valuable. It's one or the other. But what I see is there's a lot of people that vacillate between those two narratives. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we can just replace Zeke with anybody. Well, if you can replace him with anybody, why would someone give you draft picks for him? The only reason somebody would give you draft picks and do a Herschel Walker trade is if they feel, or if the league feels, that they are one of the best players in the NFL. And if they are, why are you trading them? That makes no sense. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. We got some comments on here. Rob says they forget Smith to Hambrick. Next man up doesn't work all the time. I mean, it doesn't work for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, we tried to do the next man mark for DeMarco Murray, and what happened? Joseph Randle, yeah, he ran good for what? A game? Literally a game? Like, how did that work out? You know what I'm saying? Then the next man up is 2 guys who have never played a down in the NFL. Oh yeah, throw in a sprinkle of Darius Jackson. And Zeke had 2,000 all-purpose yards last year. You're entrusting that to 2 guys? One who was a backup and another guy who was drafted in almost in the 7th round? Come on, man. Come on, guys. Come on. Now, I said almost. I know Mike Weber wasn't drafted in the 7th round, but, like, come on, guys. Like, that's not realistic. So, Blake says, what up with you, Mark? Blake says he's got 1 year and a 5th-year option left. Why pay him now? From a business standpoint, it's not a good idea to pay him now. So pay him just in case he wants it. How about pay out the contract? Then we'll talk. Well, Blake, how about this? If Zeke is worth $14 million a year right now, and he's already led the NFL 2 years he's led two out of 3 years. He's led the NFL in rushing. So if he does that 2 more years, how much do you think you'll be paying Zeke a year? In 2 years. It's funny how you guys are okay with paying Dak now because you know if you pay Dak now, he'll be cheaper 2 years from now. But then you're like, Zeke, who's already shown that he's the best running back in his position, you want to give him an opportunity to show that 2 times again? Bruh, if you do that, Zeke's going to make $22 million a year. That's what you're going to be paying him. You want to know why? Because the salary cap goes up every year. And the franchise tag is what they do with the franchise tag is they take the top 5 salaries at that position and they divide them. And whatever that number comes up, that's what the franchise tag is. So you got to think like this. Melvin Gordon's going to get enumerated. Gurley is already there. So you know what you're taking a chance of? You're taking a chance of playing the same running back who you probably could have got 14 to 15 million per year at probably like 21, 22 million dollars a year. Because I guarantee you, if Zeke leads the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl while rushing to 2,000 yards like y'all want him to do, how much do you really think he's going to make if Zeke puts a 2,000 rushing yards on his record with already leading the league 2 years in rushing? How much do you really think that contract's going to be worth? A lot. A lot. So my question to you guys are, why is it that you guys are okay? You understand that we must play Dak now. Why? Because it's the average. It's the average of what he has to get. It doesn't matter if he deserves it. And I'm not saying he didn't, but it's the average. We know he's better than Kirk Cousins. All right, well, I'm sorry. I'll take Zeke over Todd Gurley. I will. I would take Zeke over Todd Gurley. And then most importantly, you guys got to understand, when you're writing a contract, that contract is not indicative off of 1 year of success. Because you got to remember that guaranteed money is going to be spread over 1, 2, 3 years. So when you're guaranteeing someone their salary, you know what that is? That's a two-way promise. That's saying that you, Mr. Athlete, you guarantee your Narratel is going to be on this football field playing every week. And I, the owner, guarantee that I'm going to pay you that amount of money. So when you sign someone to that type of guarantee, like, can you guarantee Todd Gurley's going to play all 16 games? I can't. And to be honest with you, I don't even think the Rams believe he's going to play 16 games. You want to know why? Because I had Darnell Henderson, the running back out of Memphis, as my top running back candidate for drafting. And guess where he went? To the Los Angeles Rams. While they already have a Gurley. So you're going to tell me that Zeke doesn't deserve to get paid more than him? Come on, man. There has not been a year. Think about this. There has not been a year in the league where Gurley and Zeke have been in the league together and Zeke did not outrush him. Even in a year where Zeke only played 10 games, he was still in reach of Gurley. And Gurley still was not the number 1 running back in the league that year. He wasn't. It was Kareem Hunt. Hunt. So when we use that same narrative, when you say, oh, well, Dak's surely better than Kirk Cousins, he's surely better than Carson Wentz, well, I'm going to tell you right now, Zeke is definitely better than Todd Gurley. So if that's the case, how can you not expect for Zeke's money to start there? That's what I don't get. How can you not expect for him to get there? Then, this is another thing, another issue that I have with Zeke playing out another year. The reason why I think if Zeke plays on this contract, 5-year contract without an extension, it's a ripoff. I'm going to tell you why it's a ripoff. The reason why it's a ripoff is because Ezekiel Elliott, on averages, rushes the ball between 340 and 380 attempts a year. The most in the NFL. Behind him is Todd Gurley, and Todd Gurley had 67 less rushing attempts than Ezekiel Elliott. The average running back rushes about 22 times. Well, actually, not average. The average running back rushes about 17 times a game. So if you really divide 17 by 60-something, that's what? Three games? Zeke is on average, even if he don't even go to the playoffs, just off of his sheer production, on average, he's playing 3 more games than every running back in the NFL. You want to know why? Because he's getting 60 more carries than every other running back in the NFL. It's kind of like the same reason why LeBron James and some of these players, like Kobe, started doing it. Like some of these players that know that they're going to be in the playoffs in the late of the season. You know how they, like Popovich was like the king of doing this. Like what he would do is basically he would bench people. He would say, hey, we're sick. Why? Because he knows that his team is going to play longer than your team. Why? Because your team's not going to the playoffs. So he has to manage that where other teams don't got to manage that. So that's what Zeke is tripping off of. Zeke is not out here saying, oh, I've been playing for the Cowboys 3 years. No, Zeke is counting how many times he's touched the football. And Zeke is saying, in the last 3 years, I have touched the ball on average the equivalent of someone rushing the ball 4.5 seasons. And I've only been in the NFL 3 years. You guys get it? It's like if I told you, you can go to Texas and make $10 an hour to move 100 bricks down the road. Or you can come to California and you can get paid $15 to move those same 100 bricks down the road. Which one is better? Sounds like California is better, right? Sounds like if you go to Texas, you're taking advantage of your own self. Exactly. Zeke is tripping because of the workload, not because of the years. If the Dallas Cowboys only rushed him 320 times, like an average rushing running back, then maybe Zeke wouldn't be tripping. But what Zeke is saying is, bruh, you guys are working the hell out of me. And at 4 years, at my 4th year, I will have rushed the ball equivalent of a 5-year running back. So yes, I need to get paid. And I get it. I get it. I 100% get it. All right, so let's see. Blake says exactly why you don't pay him. Okay, explain that. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. My question is this. You have an offense, 2,020 of our offensive yards last year were accounted by Zeke. So that's 62% of our yards as an offense were accounted for by Ezekiel Elliott. Now, you don't want to pay him, and you want to let him walk to then replace him with what? And this is the thing about West Coast. I'm not one of those people that you can be like, oh, we'll just replace him with anybody. I'm the type of person where you're going to have to give me a name. You're going to have to give me a full plan. Because when you lose 12 games in 2015 to then take your first pick and pick Zeke and not to re-sign him is idiotic. The Dallas Cowboys fan base, I'm not gonna disrespect our fan base, but we some of the weirdest people in the world because we complain about not having elite players. We complain about not signing elite players. We complain about not drafting elite players. We complain about not signing elite players in free agency. We complain about it. But then when we complain about it, we complain about not paying them. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, if you have elite players, you have to pay them. If you have a Lamborghini, you have to take it to a Lamborghini dealership and you have to get it serviced by them. That's how it works with elite players. Like, that's how it works. Like, the audacity, and it's just amazing, man, because I have not spoken to one person that has one legitimate or one common sense plan that has to do with letting Ezekiel Elliott walk. Everybody that says it is just putting their faith on Will McClay. Well, guess what? Will McClay put his faith in Ezekiel Elliott and drafted him. That makes no sense. The very people that you're counting to make the right decisions put their decisions in Zeke. So that doesn't make any sense. None. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, from a business standpoint, It doesn't matter what you get for Zeke, you will never get 2015 back. We gave up 12 games. 12 games that you will never get back. And you know what we did with that? We picked Zeke. And now you don't want to pay that? No, that sounds like a you problem. That's not a Zeke problem. That's a you problem. That's a you problem. And to be honest with you, I don't want to hear about, oh my God, he has off the field issues. Well, at least he's not taking air out the ball, right? He's not breaking clear violations of NFL rules, right? I mean, he's not doing that, right? I mean, at least he's not like filming other teams' practices, right? Like, he's not doing nothing like that. Like, he's not doing nothing like that that's like actual, like, cheating. He's not doing nothing like that, right? Oh, okay. So you're saying the stuff that he's doing is detrimental to him. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I'm saying? What I have learned about Ezekiel Elliott is this, man. If you were under the mindset, it's kind of like with O.J. Simpson. The best example I can use is O.J. Simpson. If, regardless of what the court says, if your mindset is under the thought that he's guilty, no matter what he do or say, he's always going to be guilty in your mind. And you are always going to filter through that. So, and guess what? If you really believe Zeke hit that girl, or if you really believe that he was wrong in that security situation in Las Vegas, then guess what? Everything that you do about Zeke, it's going to be very easy to believe, oh, just let him walk. Okay, who do you replace him with? Because I know nobody on here has watched more film on the two guys that we have. I know that for a fact. Because if you did watch as much film on the guys that we drafted, you wouldn't be saying, they'll step up. It's next man up. All right, how did that work? How did next man up work when we released Dez? Like, we got to be a people who learn from our mistakes, right? Like, we sound like the same group that was saying, we don't need Dez. We don't need him. Well, if Dak doesn't need Dez, Dak can throw the ball to who's open. You heard what he said. But then you want to try that same exact thing. And think about this. We're not known for a passing team. So you would think wide receiver would have worked kind of, right? You would have thought it would have worked a smidget, right? Like just a little bit. But you're going to tell me a running team is going to go... Wait. You're telling me a team that is known for running the ball is going to leave that 2,000 all-purpose yards to be gotten by two guys who have never played in the NFL a day in their life and another guy who you cut and brought back twice, Darius Jackson? Love you. That's foolish. That's absolutely foolish. But he says, because he's wearing out faster than any RB in history, won't last as long. Blake, can I ask you a question? When has Ezekiel Elliott been hurt? In 3 years. And I'm going to tell you guys something else. I know we give a lot of hate towards Jerry Jones, saying that Jerry Jones doesn't value Zeke, but he does actually value Zeke. Let me tell you how important Zeke is. Let me tell you how important Zeke is. Zeke doesn't play in meaningless games. Zeke is actually more important to Jerry than Dak Prescott. You want to know why? Because Dak played in the preseason games. Zeke didn't. 2016, we went to Philadelphia in a meaningless game where, like, win or lose, we were still going to play Green Bay at home. And it made no sense for the starters to play. And guess what? Dak and Tony Romo played. But Zeke didn't play. Last year in New York, that was a meaningless game. Like, that game didn't mean nothing, whether we won it or lost the game. And guess what? Zeke didn't play. I mean, in all actuality, Zeke has never played 16 games in a season. Like, never. He's never played 16 full games in a season. You want to know why? Because we always bench him in games that don't matter. So I don't get how people say that Zeke is wearing down. Like, was he wearing down like when he was averaging 119 yards per game in the regular season? Like, he really wasn't. I think he was just running against 8-man fronts, and we didn't have a wide receiver who could get that other safety after the box. Now we do. We have Amari Cooper. Like, that's something that we missed when we had Dez. Because just because you guys don't respect Dez doesn't mean that those DBs and those corners don't respect Dez. Because they did. And one thing that them DBs and them corners did when Dez was lined out there by himself, they brought the safety out of the box. Because they be like, hey, yeah, y'all can say on social media he can't catch, but I know who Dez is. And he's standing right here in front of me, and I'm not going to believe the hype. So you know what they did? They brought that safety out the box. Exact same thing with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper helped Zeke. Why? Because he brought that safety out of the box. And guess what? He got right back to what he was doing. Got right back to him. You know what I'm saying? So, Roy says, I got 2 pounds. We need to money. It's a good problem, but hell as well. I got it. He says, pay Dak a 28, Cooper 14 a year, and Zeke at 16. I love all those numbers if they would assign them, but they're all under market prices, except for maybe Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Dak is not taking no $28 million. That's less money than Kirk Cousins, and we all know he's better than Kirk Cousins. Dak needs to get paid around what Carson Wentz get paid. Why? Because I already said he's a better quarterback than Carson Wentz. So then why would I just be a hater to say that? I can't be on here telling y'all that you can't say that you can't believe that someone's better and then not believe they shouldn't make more money. Because then you'd be like, well, what does that mean for Todd Gurley and Zeke? You're absolutely right. You got to be 100. So being 100, I think he should make more than Zeke. I mean, he should make more than Wentz. Why? Because I believe that Dak's a better quarterback than Wentz. And most importantly, Dak knows how to stay on the damn field. You know what I'm saying? Availability, best ability. Roy says, question, I love Zeke. If you can't afford both, you let Dak go or Zeke go. Neither, because because I'm going to be honest with you, the Dallas Cowboys have about $87 million. They're going to have like $87 million available in cap space. So the thought of us not even having the money is not an option. Like, that's not even an option. There isn't an option. That's not a realistic situation. The Dallas Cowboys are not, we have money. So, you know, I can't validate it with an answer because we have the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the money. You know what I'm saying? So the real question that I think you guys need to ask is, like, if we have the money and Zeke has shown that he is who he say he is, why wouldn't you pay him? Especially since Stephen Jones said that he is the straw that turns our cup. He said that in May, and then before that, Stephen Jones said that Ezekiel Elliott, that the Dallas Cowboys already had money allotted to make sure that he was going to be allotted and enumerated at the same amount where Gurley was. And guess what? Gurley's the highest paid running back in the NFL. So what would you expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta use that same rationale and that same math. All right, so good question, though. Good question, Roy, and you're a supporter, so I had to make sure I answer that. Roy, make sure you send me a friend request, man. I'm trying to put you in this chat box so we can talk some Cowboys. Brian says, okay, let me see what else I got up on here. I think I had my big cousin on here, man. I think I did. He a Packers fan, though. I ain't gonna lie, but I think I had my big cousin Willie Reynolds on here. So shout out. I got B Jeezy on here. What's up with you? Hey, there we go. I got another one of my cousins on here. One of my older cousins. I was at his birthday, man. My cousin Gary, man. What's up with you, man? What's up with you, man? We call him Tayari, but his name is right there. I'm gonna be scouting his son in a couple years from now at the University of San Diego. And guess what? Like I should let y'all guess for a book what position y'all think he play. If he related to me, what position you think he play? For the folks but I got 2 books left. I'm telling y'all right now, I got a little cousin that play DB at San Diego. Oh my God! God dang it. My bad. I just gave it away. Y'all already know if he related to me, he played DB. That's all we breed on this side of town. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all, as soon as I get some more, as soon as the season starts, I'll put some highlights and stuff on there and make sure he gets some love too. Maria, how you doing, Maria? She says, do you have any updates on Randy getting reinstated? I don't have any updates on him getting reinstated, but I do know that he did apply for reinstatement today. I would think he got suspended because of a technical violation, so he really didn't actually pee in a cup and fail. He missed the test, or he was late to a test, whatever, We're not even supposed to know because a part of the HIPAA violation, it's actually, that's his medical information, so technically we ain't supposed to know. Yeah, it was a violation of something as far as him missing it. So, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, the Cowboys had faith enough to give him a contract extension. So I feel very hopeful that he's going to be back this year. Like, I feel very hopeful. And you got to always, read the tea leaves. The tea leaves say, where's the money going? The Cowboys are still supporting him financially. So that, in my opinion, that lets me know that Jerry Jones feels that at some point he's going to be available. Because remember, we only play football here. Like, You know, he could be great at like taking out the trash and a whole bunch of other stuff, but that doesn't benefit us. We only play football. You know what I'm saying? So if he's here, that means he's here because the Dallas Cowboys feel that he's going to be able to help them win some games, and I believe he's going to get it reinstated. I hope he gets reinstated, man. I'm hoping I got a gang. Randy Gregory, that's the homie, man. I got my little brother actually played 2 years with him at Arizona Western, so I know his story very, very well. Really, really good kid, man, and I wish nothing but the best for him. Every time I see him, he always show your boy West Coast love, so I definitely should reciprocate that and give him that same love. So I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. I'm going to tell y'all some motivation, right? So it's July 16th, right? And my daughter go to one of these gifted high schools, and she still ain't got her report card, right? So I come back home from Texas, and I'm like, yo, this is what I'm going to do. On Wednesday, I'm going to take your cell phone if you don't have that report card. I'm going to take it. I'm going to give you a 1 day head start. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you 1 day. Today's Monday. You got to Wednesday to give. God dang it if you don't know what happened here. Look at that. What is that? You know what that is? That's a report card. You know what it is? Let me read these grades out. You know what I'm saying? We got, okay. This is what we got. Okay, so she got the spring. Okay, so we got A+, we got an A in study hall, an A+ in high school choir, a B- in enviro science, an A- in math, an A- in dance, an A+ in Spanish, and a B in English. It's amazing how my kids get. As much as my daughter talks, she get a B in English. I don't get that. All right, let me jump over here. So, yeah, you see what a little motivation to do? You see what I'm saying? You see how you put that out there? It's kind of like what they did. It's kind of like what happened with Zeke. How there was nothing happening with his contract. Then he kind of put some innovation out there. Then all of a sudden, you get a report. Oh, contracts are going swell, and they actually seem like they're moving right along. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how that worked, right? Like, you just motivate them in the right way. The results are just amazing. It is amazing, man. Me and my wife are gonna sit back and we're gonna giggle about that later. Kerry, hey man, that's a scout. He says, yeah, definitely pulling for Gregory. Me too, man. Kissy, what's up with you? He says, hey, sorry, been missing. My son is sick. Keep him in your prayers. Kissy, Father, in the name of Jesus, I ask you, Lord, you touch Kissy's brown son, and I ask you, Lord, you heal him from the top of his head to the sole of his feet. I'm going to tell y'all right now, when someone asks you to pray, you don't pray later. You stop and you pray right now. So, Kissy, we're going to send that to you. Drob says, I give Jerry and the higher-ups much credit for sticking with Randy. Sometimes you just can't turn your back on a person. You're absolutely right. Especially when he's a freak athlete like Randy Gregory and he can bend all the way to the ground without touching the ground. I'm just saying. Freak of natures get a little bit more leniency. And let's just be real, man. Like, come on, man. Like, if you're a good employee at work, you know you was late last Thursday and your boss didn't trip on you. Why? Because he know you can put them boxes and flip that forklift and sell them phones. He know you clean that bathroom. Whatever it is you do, he know you do it better than everybody else. So what he do? He give you a little grace. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing, man. Like, come on, man. Like, over here, we humanize athletes. Why? Because we around them so much. We're around them so much. Alan Hearns. I interviewed Alan Hearns and his mother. Interviewed Sean Porter and his dad, man. Sean Porter's dad, man, like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, he made me want to just come home and just hug my sons. Like, just the admiration Sean Porter has for his dad and the way they vibe off of each other. It's so symbiotic and it's just so beautiful, man. Like, I had a moment where I was just like, this is the goal. This, like, in 20 years, this is where I want me and my sons. Like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna have a relationship with my daughters, but this is where I want it. And, like, man, that was just amazing, man. So shout out to SportsCon for making that happen. D, what's up with you, D? D is a supporter. I appreciate you for supporting, man. I appreciate you. D, make sure you send me over your picture of your inbox. Send me over a picture so I can get you up here on the Patreon screen for supporting. Remember, if you want to become a scout, all you got to do is hit that shop now button right there at the top. All you got to do is hit it, man. It's going to take you to the Patreon page, and you just pick the tier that best fits your life, man. But yo, man, it's your boy West Coast, man. I've been on here for about 40 minutes. I'm gonna go through some comments. If y'all got some questions, I'll answer them. If not, man, we're gonna get up out of here and we're gonna hold off till tomorrow. Tomorrow, you guys already know I'll be back on 10 o'clock in the morning, California time, 12 o'clock p.m. out there in Dallas time. Matt, what's up with you, Matt? What's up with you, Sam? What's up with you, Jose? I see you, man. Rob says true story. And Javia says, I love how you pray right then. Hey, salute, man. Salute. Life is too short to be, waiting. You know what I'm saying? Way too short to be waiting. Matt says, if the O-line is best in the NFL, shouldn't they be able to make an average running back great or decent? Just asking. Well, Matt, I'm going to be honest with you. We had the best offensive line in 2015. We had one of the better offensive lines, last year. And then most important, Matt, we don't have the best offensive line in football. And with the fact that we gave up 56 sacks, which was second in all the NFL, I'm sorry, I can't even really say we like top 5 right now. So, I mean, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. You know what I'm saying? So, that'd be a great big if. But, I mean, I still don't see, I mean, if it was true, then possibly you'd be able to put a running back there. But think about this. In 2015, you still had DeMarco Murray rush for 1,000 yards. And what did that help us? Like, it's more than just getting yards. Because DeMarco Murray not DeMarco Murray, but Darren McFadden got a bunch of meaningless yards in games that we were losing. Like, Zeke does more for our game than just running the football. Did you guys also know that last year, Ezekiel Elliott had 3 catches than everybody on our team? So not only was he last year the number 1 rushing person on our team, but he was also the number 1 receiving back on our team. So he had more catches than, and I understand Amari Cooper only played 8 games, but still, like, Zeke was still the number 1 receiver on our team. So I just don't see how you can get rid of someone that momentum and I mean, if you're that confident, then why can't we just not pay Dak then? Like, he's more than Zeke. He's going to cost you 2 times as much as Zeke. If you're that confident about your offensive line, why get rid of Zeke? Get rid of Dak. Why? Because he's going to cost you $30 million. Zeke can never cost you $30 million in a year. Zeke's contract at most will be like 50. He's going to make like $18, $17 million a year. If you're that confident about your offensive line, get rid of Dak. Like, go get a quarterback, a young dude, and pay him the same amount of money you paid Dak and let Dak go somewhere else. Why? Because he's more expensive. You're going to use that logic. It makes more sense to get rid of Dak because he's going to cost you 2 times as much as Zeke. And Dak ain't never led anything in the league like Zeke has. And I ain't hating. I'm just speeding facts.